All right, problem number 1 on this study guide asks you to find the coordinates of the midpoint. Midpoint's the middle, okay? Midpoint is the middle. So we're going to add the x values together. So let's see, our midpoint is equal to, we're going to add our x's together. This is 8 plus 6. So 8 plus 6, and we're going to divide it by 2. And then we're going to add our y values together. Yesterday we talked about labeling them, x1, y1, x2, y2. You can still do that. All right, our y values are 2 and 10. So we've got 2 plus 10 divided by 2. So our midpoint is going to be at, what's 8 plus 6? Divided by 2? 7. You can be typing it in your calculator while we're doing this if you don't know or can't do it in your head. What about 2 plus 10? Divided by 2? 6. So our midpoint is at 7, 6. Any questions there? All right, problem number 2 asks you to find the distance between P and Q to the nearest tenth. To the nearest tenth. So remember, distance is equal to big square root x sub 2 minus x sub 1 squared plus y sub 2 plus y sub 1 squared. So if we label these points this time, we've got an x1 and a y1 and an x2 and a y2. So then we're going to substitute. We're going to take 3 minus 8. We're going to square it, and we're going to add it to 8 minus 2. And we're going to square that. So in your calculator, if you do 3 minus 8, you get -5, and then you push the x squared button. You get 25 plus 8 minus 2 is, and 6 squared is 36. So we get the square root of 25 and 36 is 61. And then while that's sitting on the screen of your calculator, you can push the square root button, and we get 7.8. All right, so P to Q is equal to 7.8. And that's number 2. That was number 1.
Teachers, please pardon this interruption. Please check your email for the list of students taking the FAFSA PM1 test this morning and send them to
All right, problem number 3, you need to go where you've got some room on your paper. This is a coordinate plane problem. Problem number 3 says the Frostburg Truth bus travels from Frostburg Mall through the city center to Truth Park. The mall is 3 miles east and 5 miles north. Truth Park is 3 miles west and 4 miles south. How far is Truth Park from the mall to the nearest 1/10 of a mile? So look, here's what we're going to do. This is a directions problem or a coordinate plane problem. So we're going to draw a coordinate plane. This problem is not as difficult as it sounds. We've got our, look, when they're talking about going directions, all right, we've got north, we've got west, we've got south, we've got all these directions in the problem. So our coordinate plane basically represents a compass, and our horizontal axis is east and west, and our vertical axis is north and south. All right. The origin of this compass is the city's center. So now what it says is that the mall is 3 miles east and 5 north. So if we go 3 east and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 north, this is the mall. The mall is 3 east and 5 north. Truth Park is 3 west and 4 south. 3 west is 1, 2, 3 west and 1, 2, 3, 4 south. That's Truth Park. That would be at -3, -4. So we need to find the distance between these 2 points. So again, it's a distance problem. You can label your points. Here's our x1 and our y1, and then our x2 and our y2. And then we draw our big square root symbol, and we're going to go x sub 2 minus x sub 1. So 3 minus -3 squared plus y sub 2 minus y sub 1. 5 minus -4 squared. So 3 minus -3 in the calculator would be 3 minus 3 negative equals +6 squared is 36 plus 5 minus -4. Anybody? 5 minus -4 is 9, and 9 squared is 81. Good. All right, so now we get the square root of 36 plus 81. $117. And that is equal to square root button 10.8. So 10.8, and everything is in miles. So to the nearest 1/10 of a mile. So we're at tenths right here. So 10.8 miles. Now, if you're rounding to the nearest 1/10, you have to have one number to the right of the decimal. Okay? If you have a TI-30XA calculator, you can program the calculator to do all your rounding for you. All right? If you're rounding to the nearest 1/10, you push the green button, you push the period below the 2, and you push a 1. Second fix 1. That rounds everything 1 decimal place. Okay? Which is tenths. So 10.8 miles. Any questions on number 3? All right, problem number 4. is another distance problem. Number 4, we're finding the distance between P and Q again, so we are going to label these points. And we're going to take our square root, our x sub 2 minus our x sub 1, so we got 8 minus 1 squared plus 6 minus 3 squared. And what's 8 minus 1? What's 7 squared? 49 plus 6 minus 3. 3 squared is 9. We've got the square root of 49 plus 9, which is the square root of 58. To the nearest tenth, just push the square root button. Very good. 7.6. All right, and then number 5. Let me blow this up for you. Number 5 will look like this on your quiz tomorrow. Actually, it's on a coordinate plane, and you'll be able to see the horizontal lines. So you're asked to find the midpoint. So we're adding and dividing by 2. Point P, okay, is at -4, 6. You are going to have to read the graph and count units to find the coordinates. Q is at Q is at 5, 6, 7, 8, and -6. So we're going to add. When you're finding the midpoint, you add. All right? When you're doing distance, you subtract. So we're going to take the midpoint of PQ is going to be at, let's call it the middle, is at -4 plus 8 divided by 2. 6 plus -6. And we're going to divide that by 2. So our midpoint is at -4 plus 8. +4 divided by 2 is good. 6 plus -6. 6 plus -6. 0 divided by 2 equals 0. So our midpoint is at 2, 0. And then if you plot it, 1, 2, there's 2, 0. There's your middle. And it makes sense looking at the picture. All right, if you plot your midpoint on your test tomorrow and your midpoint's like over here somewhere by this outlet, you may want to check your math, right? If you plot your midpoint on the piece of paper on the coordinate plane and it looks like it's in the middle of the two endpoints, your math is probably right. But if it's not even on the line or it's way up here by the P, then just recheck your math because you made a math mistake. Anybody got any questions? All right, then that completes your Quiz 3 study guide. And you've got the rest of the period to work in the ALEKS app. You got 8 topics to learn this week.